Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dain. Welcome to this installment of the Tour of Consciousness from lovely Noosa, Australia. See it out there? I'm trying to get out of the way so you can actually get a shot of the background. Wow. Here on the river and enjoying life thoroughly. And so what is the subject for today? Oh, by the way, thank you so much for those of you who've signed up in the last few weeks. It is wonderful to have you. Hopefully this series will contribute to you. And one of the things people have said many times, they've sent me emails saying, thank you so much. It's amazing how I was having the worst day ever, and then you sent me this tool, and it's exactly what I needed. And I got to tell you, one of the things we talk about in Access, and that's not even today's tool, but one of the things we talk about in Access is there's a simultaneity of gifting and receiving. And when you're actually willing to gift to somebody, and they receive it, that's a gift to you. And that's exactly what happens with the Tour of Consciousness. It's amazing to me how many times I will get this sense of, okay, it's time to make this video, make the video, and then the feedback that I get has just been absolutely phenomenal. So please know my interest in making this video series is to contribute to you. And one of the things that we all have as part of our inherent way that we actually are is this generosity of spirit where we love to contribute to other people. And it's interesting because we're made wrong for it most of our lives. Or we'll go to contribute to people, we'll go to give them something, or we'll go to be nice to them, and they give us a dirty look. Or we'll go to, oh wait, I gotta show you something. Hold on, let me get out of the way. You see it? Huh? Here, wait, let me check it out. Let me see if I can do, oh, let me try. I'm trying. I can't zoom, darn. But do you see the gondola going by? Isn't that cool? That's awesome. Anyway. So this simultaneity of gifting and receiving that occurs is when you receive the gift that somebody's giving you and you actually receive it with a sense of gratitude, that's actually a gift to them. So I wanted to point that out first. But what's our actual tool for today? Okay, so you got 3 so far, or 2 at least. What's our tool for today? Well, one of the things that I'd like you to have in your awareness is judgment. Ooh, fun tool. You're like, seriously? Why do we have to talk about that? Because it's one of the things that sticks us the most, and it doesn't have to. What if it could be fun for you to receive the judgments that people are directing at you right now? One of the awarenesses I had, and actually my business partner, Gary Douglas, we were delivering a class, and one of the awarenesses we had is, for every judgment you're willing to receive, you make $5,000 more that year. For every judgment you reject, you lose 10,000. Now, how does, or every judgment you resist and react to, you lose 10,000. So how does that work? Well, what is receiving judgment? Well, if somebody goes, you're a jerk, and you go, wow, thank you so much. And you just let the energy through, you don't put up a wall, you don't resist and react. What happens is that actually increases your level of receiving. And one of the things that I found recently, which is really interesting, is that for an infinite being, if somebody who's truly functioning from no judgment, no rightness, no wrongness, for an infinite being, all sources of energy can be a contribution, including that of judgment. Now, if you hear the noise behind me, that's because somebody's going by really fast on a boat, which, cool, good for them. I hope they're having fun. But what if you could actually have a good time receiving judgment? And this is so counter to everything we've learned, because we've learned that if somebody's judging you, you're doing something bad, you're doing something wrong, and you should stop whatever they're judging you for. But one of the things I found is when people judge you, it's just because they're judging you. It's not because you're actually wrong. It's because they have a point of view that you're wrong for something you're doing, something you're being, or something you're not doing, or something you're not being. What if you could receive it and have a lightness and a joy even in receiving their judgments? And I know for a lot of you this is a sensitive subject because you have a lot of people who judge you on a daily basis. This is part of my attempt to get you to be willing and able to actually go beyond having a problem with the fact that you're getting judged. What if you could have fun with it? So just practice it right now. Okay, and this also combines with another Access tool called Interesting Point of View. I have this point of view. So let me try to weave these two together really quickly, since we've already been going for over 4 minutes. And so how does this work? Well, if somebody's judging you and you put up a wall or barrier, it's like the ocean against a concrete wall, and it just keeps pushing against it, pushing against it, pushing against it, pushing against it to try to break it down. So they have to deliver more energy to try to break down the wall of your judgment. If instead somebody has a judgment of you, like for example, you're too much, you're too out of control, you have too much fun, you're too weird. If you push down the walls that you would normally want to put up, push down the walls and just pull energy from them like crazy, what happens? Within a few seconds, they run out of steam. And so it becomes this gift where when people judge you, you don't have to make yourself small anymore. You don't have to make yourself wrong anymore. You don't have to make yourself less anymore. You don't have to pretend and create a problem because they're judging you. It's just their judgment. It's just their point of view. And remember, for every judgment that you don't put up a wall to, for every judgment you just push down that wall and allow to flow through you and allow yourself to receive. And remember, receiving doesn't mean you align and agree with it or resist and react to it. Receiving means you go, wow, cool, interesting, you have that point of view, push down the wall, pull the energy through, and it can actually become a source of energy for you, which is one of the greatest gifts you could imagine, because then you don't live your life in resistance and reaction anymore. Now, how does that apply and how does that flow into our other tool, which is interesting point of view? I have this point of view. See, the time and the space when you're willing to have somebody judge you and not have a point of view is when you're free. If everybody out there could have a point of view about you, but you didn't have to resist and react to it, and resistance and reaction is where you fight it. It's that negative polarity. It's like trying to go against the judgment. And then there's alignment and agreement, which is the positive polarity, which is where you go, oh my God, this judgment must be real and true. But what if it's just their interesting point of view? So what you want to do is get the upset of some judgment that somebody's had of you in the last few days, weeks, months, whatever, that's still sitting in your world, and just say to it, just get that energy and go, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Cool. And now again, and what happens is usually just one time the energy shifts, even if just a little bit, and then go, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And then notice as the energy shifts again, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And then again, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And again, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Now, for most of you, probably what happened is the point of view is gone. You don't even have that stuckness in your world. But you have to get really present when you use this tool. So these two things play together. What if you could actually enjoy receiving judgment, recognizing that it's going to contribute to your receiving dynamically, which will actually contribute to your income. And then for everything that's still upsetting you, any upset in your world, just take it and go, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Now, if you really want to use this next tool, the interesting point of view, write down the judgments that have hurt you in the last month that somebody's had of you. Just write down the person and you'll know the situation, and the energy will be plainly apparent to you. And then sit there and get the energy and go, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And then again, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And then again, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And do it as many times as it takes to where you no longer have a point of view. This is a way of you creating the freedom for you, getting out of the instinct to try to fight against other people's judgments and other people's points of view, and giving you the freedom you've been looking for forever to not have to have a point of view, a wrongness or a rightness with their judgment. No longer having to resist, no longer having to align and agree, which is where you make it real and true. And they say you're a jerk and you go, oh my God, I'm such a jerk. What if you're not? What if judgment is basically the lowest form of communication there is, and that's just what we've learned and that's what they have learned? So what if you could enjoy it and actually rise above it? I don't know about you, but I'm going to say now's the time. We've been suffering people's judgments long enough. Oh, I just realized I had my sunglasses on the whole time. All right, cool. So if you have judgments of sunglasses, sorry. Okay, on that note, my beautiful friends, this has been a very long tour of consciousness, but I really, truly hope it contributes to you. Thank you for being the gift that you are. And what if you, truly being you, are the gift, the change, and the possibility this world requires? I look forward to being with you next time on the Tour of Consciousness from lovely Noosa, Australia. Check it out. It's beautiful out there. Okay, bye.